Non, grosse déception. Ah, je me suis calmé, je pense que je suis absolument. Il n'y a pas très fatigué ce soir. C'est pas très bon. Il y aura d'autres choses pour le prochain. Ah bon, je passe ce soir pour être ici.
Gotcha. 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 Hi there. I hope you guys are enjoying the carpet thus far. We are still waiting on the woman of the hour, Miss Nicole Kidman, but we were lucky enough to hear her speak today at the Kering Suite. So I think we're going to watch a little video now and a little sneak peek as what we can see later.
8 films in competition that are directed by women?
Seven.
Seven.
Yes, yes.
So good, good. We have fantastic actors. There's a great German actor. We have Lena Rowland. We have a whole array of Henry Golding, of actors, Mark Strong, who are giving fantastic performances, and I get to sort of be pivotal, but they get to shine. You reach a certain age and you maybe made a great film when you were in your 20s that got lauded, and then suddenly you're in your 40s and you haven't followed it up, or you've made some choices that didn't succeed, and you're like, but I'm not over. Please still keep believing in me, investing in me, and that's important too. So resisting ageism, you know. We're character actors, that's what we do. If you're employed to be a movie star, maybe that's a different thing, and they say, no, we just want you.
Sure.
Well, I've never been employed for that. I've never been chosen for that. I've always been chosen to create a character. So the only way to do it is to actually do the work and show up and go, yeah, I'm here. I'll be in your film. I know we have, $4 million to make it, but we will make it. As much as I'm an actor, I'm looking for great roles, but I'm also looking to experiment. I don't want to be contained, and I don't want to be safe. So constantly sort of looking to push the boundaries is what I'm looking for, and I know that's what the young filmmakers are saying, well, come and experiment with me. Sofia Coppola won for
Very
director that
importantly.
year.
Yes.
But I was also here with Yorgos, who won for screenplay for Sacred Deer, so we had a good year. I find it incredibly fulfilling supporting filmmakers in a producerial capacity. I find it beautiful being an actor and being able to go, I'm in your hands, shape me, do with me what you will, and being open to that. I really enjoy the intimacy of the work with both the other actors and the writer and the director. The intimacy is probably the thing that keeps me coming back.
May you introduce yourself and what we're doing here tonight?
Hi, I'm Shannon Murphy, and we're here at the Women in Motion Awards celebrating women in film.
Can you explain why this specific event is special to you and where you might have been 4 years ago?
I won the award in 2021, and it was a very special occasion. It's a night where every year the next director assigns the new awardee, and so it's women supporting women and female directors, and every year we get to celebrate what we've all been working on and kind of continue to be really encouraged by Can and Kering to keep pursuing our dreams. Yeah.
Can you talk about what the last 4 years have been like for you since receiving the Emerging Award?
I've been really busy directing a lot of television. I worked with Michelle Williams recently on a series called Dying for Sex, and developing my films. So hopefully I'm going to make my second one really soon and maybe premiere at Cannes.
I hope so.
Yeah. That would be wonderful. So yeah, I'd love to come back again, and next time I'd love to be here with the film. Yeah.
While you are a female director, are there any that you watched growing up that really informed your taste and informed your work today?
Yeah, definitely. Lynn Ramsey, who's got a film here, Andrea Arnold. They're probably the two that have influenced me the most. Jane Campion. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there a woman-led film that you would recommend every single person must watch?
Gosh, that's such a good question. I mean, look, at the moment, I'm still just buzzing about Baby Girl, which I really loved, and I think Helena is an absolute legend. So yeah.
And I kind of just wanted to talk about Nicole now that we're there.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to hear what she means to you and why you think she's a good recipient of the honor tonight.
Well, Nicole's amazing because she really has been working with so many unique directors throughout her career, and she makes such bold, brilliant choices. But she has been working with a lot of women and really making a point of it. And I think that's a really great thing for someone in her position to be doing. Yeah.
I think that is beautifully said. I'm so excited to watch your show. As I said off mic, it is on my watch list, so I cannot wait to check it out. Congrats on being here again, and thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. So nice to meet you.
Yeah, enjoy your evening.
Thanks. You too.
Hello. How is it going?
It's going great.
I'm going to put you right over here. Do you mind introducing yourself and who you are and what you're doing here tonight? Because you have a very special title here.
My name is Mariana Brennan. I'm a film director from Brazil. I directed Manas, who is being recognized here with the. I'm being recognized with the Emerging Talent Award, Women Emotion Emerging Talent Award, for my first picture.
Congrats. That is not a sentence many people can say, so that is wonderful to hear. I kind of first wanted to start talking about Kering, the women emotion, everything like that. What has it meant to you to receive this and to actually be here now on the ground?
I mean, this is the honor of a lifetime. Receiving this award has such a collective force for me. I receive it in my name and in the name of all the Brazilian women filmmakers, and to receive it from a colleague, from another woman director, Amanda Nell Eel, which I admire so much. I mean, it's beautiful, and what Karen does to support us and to empower women in film is beyond words.
I wanted to ask, we'll get back to Brazil because I have questions about that, but I was curious if there were any women filmmakers, actresses, anything like that, that really informed your work and who you are when you were growing up and everything like that.
I think that when I look back, most of the films that struck a chord in me when I was growing up were made by men. So that's why it's important to be here tonight, right? The work that Karen has been doing for 10 years. But there is a woman, an actress, that has inspired me a lot. She's from Brazil. Her name is Fernanda Montenegro. I'm sure you've heard of her. Everyone knows about her. And yeah, and she's a woman that has inspired me since, I was really young, and keeps doing that for me and for a lot of women and Brazilian people.
Gotcha. And I was going to say, what do you think this award and what you're doing here tonight means to the people of Brazil and the women in Brazil?
Yeah, I mean, this is huge. I mean, this is an enormous recognition. I received this award in my name, in the name of all manas in Brazil, because this film has a very special message and important, to shed light on an important reality in Brazil of sexual abuse and exploitation of young children and women. So to receive this award today and to shed light on this is so important. And also being the first Brazilian to receive this award, yes, I receive it in the name of all my fellow Brazilian female filmmakers, and I'm really proud. This will mean a lot to us.
And I know Kering is supporting your future after this. I was curious if you already have plans for what's next, or if we're able to tease anything down the line.
Yes, I'm doing a research still on the theme of women and psychology, psychological violence, and looking into a book adaptation with a Brazilian female writer. So yes, and the Kering Award will be, absolutely necessary and perfect for me to just go into it as soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
As soon as possible. I'm very excited.
And the last thing I wanted to end with you tonight before you get inside and actually enjoy the evening instead of talking to me. It's beautiful. I know.
Oh, isn't it?
I wanted to know if there is a woman-directed film that you think every single person should watch.
Uh,
Besides Manas, of course.
Sorry,
Besides Manas.
besides Manas. I was gonna say Manas.
You could say Manas. Plug your film.
Can I say Manas?
Yes, you can.
Yes,
It's an
yes.
important film.
I will say Manas. Yes, there's a yeah. I will say Manas. Yeah.
Be sure to check out Manas. There are no biases here. Thank you so much. Congrats on the evening, and really take it in.
Can I say how honored I am to receive this award alongside Nicole Kidman?
That's a crazy sentence to say.
Right? I mean, this is the honor of a lifetime. I was just with her during the talk and we met, and she was so supportive of me. She held my hand, and that's the woman that she is, right? I mean, we all owe such an amount to her of empowering women in the business. So, you know, she's enormous, and I'm very honored.
I think she's a very good recipient for the award tonight. She's one of my favorites.
Yes, right? I mean, she deserves it so much, so much. She has done so much. I mean, 27 films directed by women that she has acted, and to assume publicly this compromise to do it. I mean, yeah.
No, it puts the onus on everyone else, and I really respect that. Yeah.
Exactly. Me too. I admire her a lot, and well, she deserves it.
Fingers crossed she stops by. I'm really hoping
She
so.
will. Of course, she will. She's amazing. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much. Truly, congrats on the evening. An absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure, Reese. Thank you.
If you haven't, yes, I do know her. Gotcha. hmm Gotcha. Doing good. She's the director of Titan. Yeah, yeah. Bonjour. Bonjour. Hello. I'm Reece.
Julia, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'm a very big fan of your work.
Thank you very much.
I kind of just wanted to ask you a few questions about Kering, Women in Motion, and also your career, if that's okay.
Sure, of course.
Gotcha. The first thing I wanted to start with are there any women filmmakers besides yourself that you really look up to and that really informed your work?
Thank you for specifying. Besides
Not yourself. Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, because I was gonna say that.
I had a feeling.
The first one that comes to mind, obviously, is Chantal Akerman. I hope you know her. She's obviously a staple. She could have the Nobel Prize for cinema, and her film Jeanne Dillmans meant a lot to me and to a lot of women. I think it was a point of view of the daily life of a woman as we had never ever seen it or experienced it in any ways. That was really groundbreaking. I'm a huge fan of Catherine Bigelow as well, in a whole other different genre.
Near Dark is great.
All of them.
Yeah.
Honestly, I loved all her films. So but obviously, I know why you're saying Near Dark, but she has done so many other crazy films afterwards. And obviously, we can also say Point Break, which was.
It's a very good movie.
All of them. I love everything she's done, and I think she led her career in a remarkable way. Yeah.
I also wanted to talk about Women in Motion, kind of what it means to be here tonight.
Well, it's not the first time that I come here, and I think it's always both exhilarating and you're still wishing that it does not only concern the realm of this place and that it goes beyond this dinner and beyond this terrace. So it gives hope, but at the same time, tomorrow is another day and the fight is still on.
Very well said. And the last thing I wanted to end with, are there any women-directed films you think everyone should watch?
Well, I talk about Jeanne Dillmans, and honestly, by Chantal Akerman, I think this one, I mean, it's like as important as Citizen Kane or you name it, So, I mean, I'm going to stick to that one because that's really a huge staple.
I'll add Titan. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you too.
Oh là là, non pas du tout, on n'y pense pas du tout, mais je suis super contente d'être en sélection. C'est déjà un bonheur monstrueux et qui récompense toute l'équipe surtout. On a travaillé comme des fous, j'ai eu une équipe formidable. Donc en fait j'étais juste déjà soulagée de pouvoir leur annoncer la bonne nouvelle. On a été sélectionnés, donc non, je pense pas du tout. Ce que vous avez dit avant et je suis super sélectionnée.
Gotcha.
En fait, en tout cas, les domaines, je ne peux pas dire que de ce que j'ai écrit jusque-là, je les ai évidemment pas écrits, je ne peux pas directement parler, mais ça m'arrive, en fait, comme il y a beaucoup d'histoires, beaucoup de trucs de rêve, de machin, ça m'arrive souvent d'intégrer à mon imaginaire. Donc évidemment, travailler avec elle, pour moi, c'est un privilège, c'est des actrices et une technique parfaite. C'est une actrice incroyablement
Hello.
Hello.
May you introduce yourself to the camera if that's all right?
Yes. Hi, I'm Charlotte Lebon.
For those of you just joining us, we're here at the Kering Women in Motion Awards. I wanted to first ask you, are there any women in your life or any women in the film industry that deeply inspired your journey?
Um, I mean, obviously, my mother was a role model because she was a very independent woman and she was the one bringing the money, in the house. So it was always my model to have, my mother come and just making us live. But recently, I've been really really inspired by women surrealists, painters like Leonora Carrington or Dorothea Tanning. Or before surrealism, Helma Klint. I'm like obsessed with women painters right now, and I think they're like trying. I mean, right now there's something going on where there's more lights that are put on her because their work has been kind of like forgotten, and now I think they're like coming back, and I'm really really happy about that.
I really like you touching on the other art forms. I was curious kind of what it means to be here tonight, and what are your thoughts on the honorees of the evening?
I mean, you mean Nicole Kidman, the honoree? She's. I mean, it's difficult to say anything else than she's an icon. I mean, she's been in so many incredible movies. She's in one of my favorite movies ever, which is Birth by Jonathan Glazer, which I think is an absolute masterpiece. And I've seen Baby Girl recently, and I thought it was one of the best movies of last year. And she's just so precise in everything that she does, and all her choices are so it's just right. And when it's not, it's because she's supporting new talent, I feel, or she's supporting, I don't know, like creative ideas. And I just really really admire that she's been able to just like go through with it with her career like that for such a long time.
Are
Yeah.
there any women-directed movies you think everyone should watch?
Oh my God. I just want to pick the right one.
You
I
could
mean,
choose
You know what I seen recently that I really like is Sweetie by Jane Campion.
Yes.
And there's not a lot of people that talk about Sweetie because obviously she did The Piano, which is a masterpiece and won the
perfect movie. Yeah.
a perfect movie that won the Palme d'Or here. But Sweetie, I discovered it recently and I was just completely. It's amazing and the performances in it are completely. I mean, it's mind blowing, and there's something about Jane Campion that just will keep inspire me forever because she's got this really, I think, this feminine sensitivity that we don't really see in movies that are directed by men.
Yeah, I think that is a very good answer.
Yeah.
I'm also a big fan of hers.
Yeah.
Power of the Dog is my favorite, but
Really? Oh, interesting.
I really love that film.
Okay, I liked it too, but it wasn't my favorite. But I mean, there's always something magical in her movies for sure. But but Sweetie was like my last moment.
One that really stuck with me.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you for stopping by and enjoy the evening.
Yes, same for you. Bye.
Hello. How's it going?
I still have your wand.
You do? You have my wand? Okay, good.
I love you. I'm sorry, I'm a weirdo.
No, you're not. Did your friend enjoy it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she loved it.
I'm really happy to see you. I saw that you're on the guest
So
list. I was
happy
really
to
excited.
see you too. How are you?
I'm good. Would you mind introducing yourself to the camera?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Naomi Aki.
A very talented actress.
I'm alright.
You are
I'm
ve-
alright.
you
I'm
are
getting
very
better.
good. No,
Thanks. I'm getting alright.
well, and for everyone can improve, but like
Yeah.
you're not starting at zero.
Thank you.
I'm gonna get into some questions about Kering. I kind of wanted to start with just the women in motion of it all, what it means for you to be here, and also to be here tonight while we're honoring Nicole Kidman, among many other people.
Yeah. You know what? It's a bit of fish out of water. Do you know what I mean?
I feel the same.
Do you feel the same? Like, and I was saying just over there, like, Cannes is like such a kind of momentous occasion, and it's so big, and it's like there's so much going on, and it feels very new. It's only my second time, so like to be here, and I'm like, really? You
It's
want me to-
surreal.
I'm all right. Thanks. But yeah.
No, it's a very good answer.
Thanks.
You've worked with some amazing filmmakers in the past. Bong being one of my favorite, director
Yes.
Bong.
Yeah, he's
I
insane.
was curious if there were any female filmmakers that you wanted to shout out, and also any movies of theirs that you think everyone should watch.
I mean, can I plug?
You can plug.
Ava Victor, Sorry Baby is showing in Cannes, and we talked to you in Sundance.
I was going to say congrats on that.
Yo, that film is insane, and they are just such an incredible creator, and
right now that's at the forefront of my mind. It's just like, I think it's such an important film, and it's about friendship and trauma and healing, and it does it in a way that's so sensitive and full of depth and feeling. I'm so proud of it. And I'm proud of Ava.
I'm really excited
They're
for her.
incredible, aren't they? Like, it's insane. So yeah, I'll say Ava Victor.
That's a really good answer. I was curious if there's anything that you're like especially looking forward to tonight, and also kind of just I understand the can of it all, but women in motion specifically, what it means to you. Yeah.
I mean, what it means to me, I think like I've been 10 years being an actor, and I feel like I didn't think it would happen, but naturally I'm starting to go like, what else can I do? And like I've started writing, and I want to direct one day, and it's like, oh, this feels possible. And I don't know, 10 years ago it didn't feel that possible. And so I'm like, like talking with people in this space and building up a sense of confidence that I can do what they are doing is like a really empowering thing. Because, there's so much to be done, and there's so much to be like said and shared. And it makes me really excited about what the rest of my career could look like, not just acting.
No, I'm excited for you too. I would
Yeah,
love to
it would
see
be
a written and
cool.
directed by
Dude, it would be mad.
I'll be first in line. I'll give a second wand.
Would you?
Yeah.
We need
I'll be
to.
working the press line.
There's only one.
Yeah, we could break it up. Yeah.
Yeah, we can
Thank
break it in half, like the elder one.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my darling. Good to see you.
I'll see you inside.
See you inside, darling. See you.
Hi, hello.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Stability.
Howdy. May you introduce yourself to the camera and maybe give a little explanation of what we're doing here tonight.
Of course, I'm Francesca Bellettini, Kering Deputy CEO in charge of brand development. What we are doing here tonight, celebrating amazing 10 years of Women in Motion, and so I'm very proud to be here.
As you said, it's been 10 years. I kind of wanted to hear your thoughts on if you've seen any change. I feel like I've noticed change, and I've seen the studies that you guys have done.
Exactly,
So there is change. We can like quantifiable change. I was just curious if you could speak to that.
Absolutely, there are amazing changes. Women have more voice. We have given prizes to also emerging director. That is super important because emerging after they did the first movie, but then it becomes very difficult to find the opportunity to found your second movie. So I'm incredibly proud that all of them that have received the prize have been able to do their second movie and therefore prove their talent. Like you said, we have done a study with Dr. Schmidt that shows that notwithstanding all the results, we can still do a lot. 32% only of women speak in cinema. 1 out of 4 women is dressed probably not very appropriately in the movie, so there is still a lot that can be done in front and behind the camera. We have achieved a lot in 10 years, and this keeps us going.
That's a beautiful answer. I genuinely feel like we should put that on a poster, send that out to everyone. Thank you so much for the work that you do. Yeah, truly a pleasure. Thank you.
Really a pleasure. Thanks.
Hello. May I have you stand here if that's all right? Gotcha. I'm just going to have you introduce yourself straight to camera.
Kim Gordon, and happy to be here in Cannes.
Is this your first can? Can you talk about
No, I was here a long time ago with Gus Van Zandt for Last Days. It was a competition. Yeah.
Is this your first time attending Women in Motion?
Oh, yes, for sure.
Or is there anything you're excited for tonight? We're honoring like a bunch of people, but Nicole Kidman with the grand.
She's great. I mean, I'm happy to honor her for sure. And
are there any women-directed films that you think are essential for every single person to watch?
well, I think Catherine Breart is very essential. I don't know, Claire Denis, Lucia Martel. I don't know, same a few.
I think that's good. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the evening. Thank you.
I will bring you some now. So if you can hold
I will
and
hold.
not take any more.
I will not take any. Thank you so much. Oh, Calvin and Hobbes. Me too.
And I love this one because, you know, just the immensity. And what I love about Calvin and Hobbes is the poetry, you know. Okay, here we go. This is the last one.
Hello. Howdy. Nice to meet you. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Big fan of you both. I kind of just wanted to start by asking what we are doing here tonight, just to give a quick lowdown.
Well, first of all, is the celebration of the 10 years anniversary of Women in Motion.
Congratulations.
And the instigator of all that, my wife, Salma. So it's also our celebration. And we are very proud with what has been done. A lot to do again, still to come, but things are moving. So that's the most important part.
I wanted to ask, it's been 10 years, and I mean, you guys have done studies. Dr. Stacy Smith, someone who I actually studied in college. I just wanted to talk about that change, the 10 years, what you've felt and what you've seen.
Okay, well, I think this is an event that everybody wants to participate in the festival. At the beginning, it's like, what is that? Why? You know, and now it's become every year stronger and stronger, including with the talks and the topics. You know, at the beginning, it was even hard to get someone to, what are we going to say? Well, there were not that many women, you know, but 10 years ago when we started, only 15% of the directors participating in the festival were female, you know, women, and now it's 31%, so it's doubled in this time. And I think that what's great is that this movement has really resonated way beyond Cannes. And we see a difference, you know, and we hear about the talks that happen here, and everybody's interested, and all the conversations started here in Cannes.
No, I agree. It's truly beautiful. I was curious, because it's Women in Motion, if there is a woman in film that has deeply inspired you, your journey, or anything like that.
Oh, there's so many. I mean,
I know, I'm sorry to,
Yes,
to make you
On,
choose.
on my side, I was impressed by Catherine Bigelow when she got the Oscar.
I love Catherine Bigelow's work.
It was amazing. Chloe Zhao with.
I was. Oh my! You read my mind. I love working with Chloe Zhao.
Only you worked with
Oh
her.
yes, you did. Yeah.
Yes, and you know what, Angelina? I work with Angelina. Inspires me. Penelope inspires me.
I mean, it's nice to
She inspires me a lot.
I cannot say the same about you because you're not a woman.
Since you guys have been doing this for like 10 years, I was curious if there's a specific moment that has stuck, like that has truly stuck with you, or like that really stands out.
Thierry Fremont singing and dancing to Latin music. This was really amazing. I think it's a joyful celebration also. I think everybody's happy to be here. I'm always very moved. There's been a couple of speeches from the new directors that are
The emerging,
so, yes, so moving. And I think
I
that
remember Viola Davis' speech.
Viola
Wow.
Davis, I mean,
That was an amazing moment.
so it also gives a stage for important voices to speak up and inspire us.
And the last thing I'd like to end with is you've mentioned Catherine Bigelow, you've mentioned Chloe Zhao. Is there a woman-directed film that you think every single person should watch?
I think every single person should watch every single movie directed by a woman, because we really need people to start trusting our voices more so that we can grow in numbers.
That's a very good
By
answer.
the way, she's a director too.
Is there a movie you'd like to?
It's a movie I am going to.
Okay. Thank you for the tease. Thank you guys so much for the work you do. Yeah, thank you. Oui. Yeah. I can go. Yeah. Bonjour. Hello. I'm Reece.
Ça va?
Oh, ça va? I don't speak any French
Perfect.
whatsoever.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
There-
You look so French, and never say sacre bleu again.
Sacre Blue's good. It's really good. Well, I'm here with Kering Women in Motion. Do you mind introducing yourself to camera?
Oh, sure, yes. Hello, I am Priyanka Chopra. No. Hello, I am Jamila Jamil.
We'll put the asterisk above that. Yeah, gotcha.
Perfect.
I first wanted to ask you: are there any women in film, actors, actresses, filmmakers that have inspired your journey?
No.
Perfect.
Of course. Of fucking course. Nicole Kidman is one of them. Just a titan who continues to reinvent herself again and again. Meryl, obviously. And I think women in comedy aren't shouted out enough. So the Kristen Wiig and the Maya Rudolphs of this world.
Tina Fey,
Melissa
a brilliant
McCarthy,
writer.
Melissa McCarthy, Tina Fey, Amy Poehler, like all of these women, Lisa Kudrow, Jennifer Aniston. Jennifer Aniston, who I think is one of the most, obviously everyone knows she's incredible and she's a movie star and she's a celebrity, but an underrated comedic genius who I have been long obsessed with. So those are the Whoopi fucking Goldberg as well. Sorry, Whoopi Goldberg as well.
We got a 20-second delay. We're okay.
Great, perfect. So there are so many women who I've been obsessed with. I've always wanted to work with Sofia Coppola, and I feel like Greta Gerwig is an incredible writer. We just have so much talent when it comes to women, and I feel as though we're making more progress. I feel like we can continue to make more progress, and I think part of that means opening the doors to each other. More women having production companies, more women hiring other directors, more women not feeling threatened by other actresses.
That's a very beautiful answer.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
no.
even remember what you asked. I just got lost in your eyes.
Gotcha. No, we've hit basically every talking point. That's wonderful.
Okay, I'll take a hint and I'll leave.
No. Can I do one last thing? Which is just, can you name one movie directed by a woman that you think everyone should watch?
Oh, Lady Bird.
There you go.
I love that movie. Yeah.
That's a very good choice. We also haven't gotten it yet, so I'm glad that you
Great.
said it.
What are other people going with?
A lot of Jane Campion,
Yeah,
Agnes Varda. So it's like,
Yeah,
it's nice
totally.
to get something more contemporary.
Yeah, I love that film. My God. Anyway, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
What's your name?
Thank you so much. I'm Reece.
Reece, nice to meet you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bonjour. Hello. Howdy.
On fait en anglais?
Anglais.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. May I have you introduce yourself to camera?
So, my name is Ines Ro, and I'm so glad to be here celebrating women, strong women, empowered women. So proud to be part of such strong, empowered women. Yeah.
Great answer. The first thing I wanted to ask is, are there any women in film that really affected your trajectory, your journey?
A lot of strong women affected my grandmother, my mother, but in artists like character like Grace Jones, very atypical, strong, beautiful, wild, and storytellers. You know, women need to tell their own stories, and we need to hear what women have to say. And for that,
That's what Women Emotion's all about.
yeah, that's the thing. So it's major. I love it.
Tonight they're honoring Nicole Kidman among many other people, but
What?
they're
Sorry?
honoring Nicole Kidman tonight among other people. But I wanted to ask why you think that's a great recipient.
I think it is a duty beyond that, you know, it's like it was about time. And I'm so proud of Kering and Women in Motion. They're doing the work that should have been done long time ago.
That's a very well said answer. And then the last thing I'll ask you, are there any women-directed films you think everyone should watch?
I love Sofia Coppola a lot. Yeah, period.
Any of her movies?
What?
Any of her movies?
All of them. Like, I can't choose. Thank you
Thank you so much. Enjoy your evening.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Ciao.
too.
Was it okay?
That was great. You did wonderfully. Hello. Howdy.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. May I ask you to do a quick introduction to camera, explain who you are and what we are doing here tonight?
Sure. I'm Dr. Stacy L. Smith. I am the founder of the Annenberg Inclusion Initiative at the University of Southern California. And with Kering, we put together a report on the 10 years, looking back at how women are doing on screen and behind the camera.
I really wanted to touch upon your relationship with Kering, kind of how it's led to more. Do you mind discussing that? I mean, yes, the study is wonderful, but also the relationships that you fostered here.
Well, a few years ago, they invited me to give a talk in a panel, and it was really an amazing experience. They invited me back again. I did another talk with Eva Longoria, and then they asked me to sit in on talks as I visited. And I happened to be in Kate Blanchett's talk with Coco Francini. I raised my hand and asked a question, and before I knew it, I was in the back room with Kate and Coco, and we started brainstorming about what we could do to work with women directors. And due to the generous support of the Creative Fund for Equity at Netflix, we just completed a first round of short films for 10 women, trans, and non-binary creators. And so Kering's been an amazing partner, and I'm doing a talk on Tuesday with Taraji P. Henson.
A sentence not many can say, which is...
No, as an academic, it's unbelievable. But my team has been buzzing about you, Reece. I think you are their celebrity sighting. So, you know.
I'm no Nicole Kidman or Taraji P. Henson, but I thank them for saying so.
well, at USC, I think you have a lot of fans.
Maybe at USC, the film kids, maybe.
100%. So we're going to bring you out, make sure you get to know the community a little bit better.
Thank you so much. I wanted to talk about, obviously you're so in touch with women in film. While many people know women directors, I feel like today Greta Gerwig is a household name. I was curious if there are any women directors, any of their work that you think everyone should check out that maybe you could give more light to.
Right. So some of the ones that are really quite mainstream get a lot of attention. But like I said, we just did this amazing proof of concept program. We have a website, proof of concept, I believe it's .org, but it could be .com, where the 10 content creators, the 10 filmmakers are listed. They are amazing. And these are people that are about to springboard. All they need is financing to turn those shorts into features. There's one called My Bird is Sick. amazing. This should be greenlit immediately. So the directors that are in my program are the directors I'm really the most excited about. But it's anybody that has a unique perspective that tells a really personal story to them, whether it's big or small, that has something to say, particularly in the climate that we face in the U.S. right now. That's who I'm really. I was just on a panel. I mean, I couldn't believe it with Mira Nair. Amazing filmmaker. I love The Reluctant Fundamentalist. We've done some work with Riz Ahmed on Muslim representation. So sitting next to her and being a moderator on a panel with her, and then Jodie Foster was in the same. It was honoring her. These are women that have legacies that really are so atypical in Hollywood, even today in some respects. So Shireen Davis is another amazing filmmaker that I get excited about. So anyways, I could go on and on.
No, I was going to say, you just listed a bunch of my favorite people, so thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's always more. Everyone loves Greta, including myself. But I want to see more names. So many names that we can't come up with a long enough list of people who should be getting access and opportunity and in the past haven't. So I'm looking forward to a way forward.
And that it shouldn't be viewed as a risk to give these people the chance.
Well, and it's funny, if you look and separate content into 4 buckets, films with women directors, women of color directors, white male directors, underrepresented male directors. The ones that do the best are films directed by women of color, and yet they get the least financing, the least marketing, and the least distribution. So we're really here to shed a light on those statistics and try to make change.
Thank you so much for stopping by. It is a pleasure to talk to you and a pleasure to actually meet you today. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, and congratulations on all your success.
Thank you so much.
All righty.
I'll see ya. Bonjour. May I have you introduce yourself to camera?
Sure, I'm Iris Knobloch. I'm the president of the Cannes Film Festival.
That is quite the honor to have. That is quite the title to have. Can you talk about what it means to be here tonight with Kering and that partnership that you guys have?
I'm so delighted because we celebrate the 10 years of the partnership and we've made such great progress. I'm proud about this partnership. We're united for really advancing the case of women, and we should not give up and continue to build on what we've laid the foundation.
Are there any memories that stick out in your time as president and also in your time working with Kering that really are just like lovely memories?
Every single person that I receive up on the red carpet is a more lovely memory. But I must say this evening is my most favorite evening of the Cannes Film Festival.
That's very sweet. The Cannes has done a wonderful job, especially in the past 10 years, of choosing more and more female directors to have their films here. I was curious if there are any female directors that you would like to give shout-outs to tonight, that you truly admire their work, or just movies directed by women that you think everyone should watch.
I wouldn't dare to choose, I think.
I don't blame, no, a very smart answer.
I think there should be more and more women, and we're so proud to have 7 women in competition this year and 4 female jury presidents. So the world is moving forward, and that's our goal.
And then the last thing I'd like to ask you tonight is, Nicole Kidman is no stranger to Cannes. I wanted to know and hear from you directly why you think she's a perfect recipient for the Woman in Motion Award.
She's an icon, she supports women, and she's such a great example that everything is possible for women in this industry. And that's wonderful.
Thank you so much for stopping by. And also, thank you for all you do. Yes, thank you. Thank you. How's it going? We met very briefly at the Academy Museum.
It's so nice to meet you
Nice
again.
to meet you again. Do you mind introducing yourself to the camera? And I'll have you take a quick step back. Thank you.
Of course. So I'm looking in the camera. Okay, so I'm Coralie Farja. I'm the director of The Substance, and happy to meet you again.
I'm a very big fan of your work. Truly, The Substance, one of my favorites from last year. I was curious if there were any, we discussed John Carpenter and Cronenberg, but are there any female filmmakers, women in your life, actors, anything like that, who truly inspired your journey?
I mean, it's true that I was raised in in the time where the society was so gendered, and at the time, like, horror films were for boys, and when I was a teen, like, people were telling me, oh, but Curly, she loves boys movies, So it tells a lot about how, society puts us into boxes. And I feel like, who I am is the produce of my environment. So also about like the messages I received and the kind of freedom that I felt I needed, but also the inequality that I felt as a little girl about my surrounding, where I felt that I was allowed to do so much less things than the boys. Like, the boys were going on their bikes, they were fighting, they could go back at home later than me, and me, I had to be, the message that I was sent is that I wasn't allowed to do all that the same way. And from a very, very small age, I felt this was so unfair. So, I feel it's the way I lived in the society at the time I grew up that made me who I am and kind of built the rage, that I have inside of me about how things are still so unequal everywhere, in every layer of the society. And that's why the change won't be a real change until it changes in the deeper layers of the society. And what will prove that the change really is there is the numbers, and the numbers, they're still very bad when you look, whether it is salary, whether it is gender parity, like all this is the reality, there is the exception and the kind of more mediatic figures that pop up sometimes, but the real reality is the numbers, and those, they still need to change in a big way.
It's easy to point to a few specific examples, but as a whole, there's still work to be done.
Oh, so much work. Yeah. And like, we shouldn't be happy about the where we are now. Like, of course, we need to be happy about every little change that happened, but to really get where we need to go, it needs to be really more massive still.
I could say this confidently. You're one of my favorite working woman directors. I've been asking people tonight for a favorite woman-directed film, one that everyone should watch. I could say The Substance. I was curious what you would like to say.
Oh, wow, that's a great question. I mean, there are many that I wish I could, say. One recently I know that I admired a lot was, the director, Jennifer Kent, the director of the Babadook.
I love, yeah.
Yes, she really created something that shook me. And I think, like, I love the fact that her voice, was really, again, standing out of the boxes, So, I'd encourage people to discover her work.
That's a wonderful answer. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Wonderful time. I really like the photos right here. Very cool. May you introduce yourself to camera if that's all right?
Yes. Hello, my name is Vicky. And, yeah.
Can you explain what we're doing here tonight and kind of what Women in Motion means to you?
I was thinking about it when I was driving here, and because I saw the big poster, and I might answer a bit personally.
Yeah, no, please.
But I thought, what is women in motion, women in cinema, women moving? And I'm always moving, and I thought that I've probably worked all my life since I'm 26 and I had children early, because I had to always do both at the same time, you know, have a career or follow my art and raise children. And that I think I worked more than any man I know in my life, definitely any man I've been with. That was what I was thinking. And I thought, women are actually always in motion. They're always moving in every direction. We've always been doing that. And it's actually a great strength. And that we carry the thing, actually. That's what I was thinking.
That's a very beautiful answer. We've been getting nice answers, but that I'm glad you shared something actually personal and touching.
Yeah.
No, thank you for answering it in a way that's personal to you. We're honoring a lot of people here tonight. I was curious if there's anyone in your life or any women in cinema that you think should be honored in the future. I mean, I'm sure there's quite a lot.
Yeah. I think maybe what could be beautiful is if we would honor all the people who are in the shadow. So that's why now I can't think of it, but like our grandmothers or all these women who do all the shit all the time, but we don't see them or we don't talk about them. So that would be, yeah.
That's a lovely answer.
You know, like a international day where we honor all the women in the background.
Who are not making quote-unquote headlines, but the ones who world stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for stopping by. These were lovely answers. Thank you.
Girl said that we have to talk.
May you introduce yourself, Mr. Mark, to the camera.
Hi, Mark Eilstein. I am Mark Eilstein.
Perfect. Can you explain where we are tonight, why you're here?
Girls and guy from Balenciaga invited me, my friends. It's women.
Women in motion.
Women in motion, yeah. Women in a pulse, women in motion, yeah. Balenciaga just invited me here. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
I kind of wanted to ask, some of my favorite filmmakers are women. Some have been honored in the past. I was curious if there are any women-directed movies that you think everyone should watch. I mean, Nicole Kidman's being honored tonight, who, Baby Girl, I mean,
Substance, first of all.
She was just here, Coralie.
Yeah, Coralie was here. Yeah, I adore her. She's amazing. We met with her on the breakfast yesterday, and she just inspired me a lot.
Which one? I do not know.
1 second, I have to Google.
We're doing a quick Google search. No, it's important to give the proper shout out.
Yeah.
We are going to find it.
I'm stupid. Yeah, of course. How can I forget your name? Andrea Arnold.
Oh, okay, yes.
The Bird, yeah.
Gotcha.
One of my favorite movies of last year.
Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you for giving answers that we haven't gotten yet. Thank you, Mark. Is there one that you'd like to choose? Okay.
Mesdames et messieurs, le dîner va bientôt commencer, mais nous allons temps à prendre place.
Hello, Miss Kidman.
Hi,
Nice
how
to
are
meet
you?
you. First off, congrats on the award tonight.
Thank you.
Beyond deserved.
Just glad to be here and glad to be in support of women in motion, women in film, who are storytellers, who are starting out or ending, whatever it is, we're here to support.
I sat in on your talk today. I
you
loved
did?
everything that you said, and you've worked with some of my favorite women filmmakers of all time: Sofia Coppola, Nora Ephron. I'm like the list goes on.
Yes.
I was curious if there are any other women filmmakers you'd like to see honored in like the future here at Kering, and any that you'd just like to shout out.
Well, I'll leave that up to Selma and Francois. But there's so many coming, and there's so many. I mean, obviously, I worked with Helena recently. I've worked with Lulu Wang, who's so talented. I'm just very excited to see the future, and I'm very happy there's 7 women in competition this year. So let's see what happens.
Thank you so much, and enjoy the evening.
Thank you for having me.
Hello there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was a truly wonderful carpet. We spoke to so many amazing people. We got so many amazing recommendations, and we got the woman of the hour herself, Miss Nicole Kidman, who's receiving the honorific for the Kering Woman in Motion Award. Thank you guys for tuning in, and be sure to check out the Kering website for more information for the work, the studies that they're doing, and also the films that and the people that are being honored. Thank you guys. Have a nice evening.